As covered in the primer video, objects are the building blocks of the QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer. When wanting to display and change how the line items are displayed in the web layout, the QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer has many different objects that can be used in different ways. Only the section object and the table object can be used to loop through every line item on the quote, printing each line item. Using the table object is generally simpler, but line item pictures are not supported in the table object, so for that reason, we by default use the section object. Also, since you'll want to show different fields and use different formatting for a subtotal line versus a product service line item, we group those in frames. We can also name these frames, making it easier to locate them in the Object Explorer. All of these concepts can be a little overwhelming at first, but the upside is the printing capability of the QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer is very powerful. To demonstrate these various elements, I've opened the minimal layout. I'll scroll down to the area of the layout where you can see we are displaying line item information. At first glance, it's a lot to take in. Over here, you'll see that we can click and see that the object selected is a section object. The section object is the object that overall repeats for every line item in the quote, and you'll notice here that it's been highlighted in gray. You can see that this entire area is just a single section, so this is the area that's going to repeat. But like I mentioned before, there are different types of line items, and so for a subtotal line item, you're going to want to have different fields and have it print differently than a product service line item. And so what we've done here is for each of those different line types is we've created frames, so each object here, we have a frame for it. To select a frame, just double-click over the frame area, and you'll see here in the object properties that the frame is selected. Inside the frame is where we put our regular objects, so if we just double-click right here, now we're off of the frame selection mode and we're just selecting a normal image property, which you can see in the object properties. Click over here and you see that we're in a text object with the quantity label. Over here you'll see the quantity, description, unit price, and extended price. This is a table object. You'll see in the frame below it that we have the same fields also in a table. This is the easiest way to have the fields from different rows line up. You can click in the frame area to see that they are in different frames. This row here is a little more confusing. When you double-click on it, the object properties show it's a table, and just like a normal table, when you double-click here, it will then select the table cell object properties. Underneath the table object is the frame that the table object is in. But you can't get to it by clicking or double-clicking. You need to select the frame in the Object Explorer. To do this, first just click on the table and then look in the Object Explorer to see which frame the table is listed under and click on that frame. From there you can see the print if filter, so that is the frame that only prints the section header lines. One last important component of the layout is the section header. If we go back here and double-click this area, you will see that the entire section is highlighted in gray. And if you look closely, you will see in the upper right some hint text of document items header and document items body. The way we accomplish creating column headings like this unit price column heading is simply to drag this text object into the section header area and then style it. To illustrate this, I'll go ahead and delete this unit price text object and drag a new one back in its place. You will also see in the Object Explorer that the section is highlighted. Beneath it is a header entry for the section. The section header is used to print the table headings and will reprint them at the top of each new page. Note that section headers are text objects and contain static text. This is used to identify the contents of the tables containing data from the QuoteWerks system. Thanks for watching the QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer Working with Objects video. Up next, please watch the QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer How to Use and Format Objects for Printing Line Items video.